Our Target 8 investigation into infant swimming lessons is getting a response from West Michigan's aquatic community this morning.
Last night on 24-Hour News 8 at 11, we asked some tough questions about just how effective survival swim lessons are for babies and toddlers. We focused on infant swimming resource. It's called ISR, a program available in West Michigan. It's designed to train infants and toddlers who end up in the water to turn over and then float on their backs.
ISR teaches a very healthy respect for the water, because they know if I go in there, I have to help myself.
ISR is really an investment in their life. It's really priceless. You know, it's something that stays with them their whole life.
This morning we're joined live by Lisa Phillips, who's the Executive Director of the Holland Aquatic Center. And Lisa, I understand that you're really not a big supporter of this infant swim resource. Can you tell us why?
Mainly because the program's objective is to teach self-recovery. American Red Cross teaches water safety. So if you're teaching self-recovery, you're implying that at a time this child's going to be in the water with no supervision. Teach a program that teaches constant supervision, constant barriers to protect them from getting into the water unsupervised. You can still do water adjustment, you can still do swim lessons, but don't give somebody a false sense of security that if you have this program, your child's going to be able to save themselves, because it could be an emergency situation, it could be cold water, and you don't know how an infant's going to react just because they reacted that way in a controlled environment.
But Lisa, can it really hurt if a parent is extremely vigilant, always practices touch supervision, meaning the kid is not farther away than what they can touch when their child's around water? Would infant swim lessons really hurt?
Excuse me?
If a parent is very vigilant, if they're always a touch distance away from the child, can infant swim and toddler swim lessons, can they really hurt?
You know, it doesn't hurt to teach them water safety skills, but what you don't want to do is give somebody a false sense of security by saying that this is a guarantee, this is a self-recovery, the child's going to do this every time they fall in the water because they've been taught to do that. You can have an 8-year-old who knows how to swim extremely well, but if he goes into a water unsupervised and it's a strange situation, cold water, fell in, possibly hit their head, that doesn't mean that those swimming skills are going to kick in, because panic can supersede anything that's been taught. So you don't want to give somebody the impression that learning this is going to drown-proof your child. Learning this is going to ensure your child's going to always react in this way. That's why the constant supervision, and parents are going to lose sight of their kids, face it. So that's where the barriers come into play. The locks on the doors they can't reach, the alarm on the door, so if they open the door, you know they've gone into the backyard where the lake or the pool is.
Sounds like you're saying the same thing that the ISR people are saying. There's no such thing as drown-proof. I think we can all be in agreement of that. So what kind of swim lessons do you recommend, and for what ages?
American Red Cross Learn to Swim program is what we teach here at the Holland Aquatic Center. You can start as early as 6 months, but the focus is it's parent and child in the water together, and you're doing water adjustment. It's simply getting a child used to the water. They're learning to float, they're learning to hold their breath underwater, they're learning all the same techniques that they're learning in that ISR program, but you're simply teaching the parents that this is a method of adjusting your child to the water, getting them ready for swim lessons, getting them comfortable in the water so that they will be able to learn to swim when their physical abilities are there to teach them to swim. But you're not teaching the parents that this is going to save your child in an emergency situation. You're teaching the parents this is all about water adjustment. And at the same time, you're educating the parents on the protection, the barriers, the CPR, and things like that.
All right, Lisa Phillips, thank you so much for joining us this morning. We'll be right back.
Thank you.